Hello students, welcome to this video tutorial on Geometer Sketchpad. So from your My Applications screen, could you please find the icon for Geometer Sketchpad and open Geometer Sketchpad. Okay, when you first open Geometer Sketchpad, you'll notice that the main toolbar is along the left-hand side. These are the main tools that you will be using in this unit. So let's start off with the text tool. So I want you to click on the A button, the text tool. And then as you move your cursor onto the desktop, you'll see that it turns into a finger. I want you to click and hold the mouse button and then drag a text box to the right. In this text box, I would like you to type in tutorial number 1. Then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to switch tools and click on the arrow tool or the translation arrow tool and then deselect. Deselect means you click anywhere on the white area. That text box should disappear, but you should still have your title here, tutorial number 1. I want you to click on that text box and drag it towards the center and top of your screen. And then deselect. Click anywhere on the white. Let's click on the text tool again, and let's create another text box underneath the main title. And this time I'd like you to type in by, your first name, your last name, and your class. Then I would like you to highlight everything you typed in that box, and then along the bottom you'll find your text tools. Now if this doesn't appear, then you simply need to go to Display and choose Hide or Show Text Palette here, and that's how you bring it back. Alright, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to reduce the font, and then I'd like you to click Italics. Then deselect. So let's switch tools to use the translation arrow tool, and let's deselect. Then I would like you to slide that text box so it's centered perfectly under your main title. Now let's click on the main title. I forgot. Let's underline the main title, and you can make it a big font. I've got it set at 24, but you can have it at 18, 16, it doesn't matter. All right, let's deselect. So we've got our title ready to go. Okay, so let's save. So let's go to File, Save As. Down the left-hand side, look for Computer and click on the little triangle. And then I want you to click on your student number. Now, I'm not able to show that because I'm recording from home, but you know that you have to look down the left-hand side. All right, the file name is tutorial 1. And then hit Save. All right, let's begin by drawing some things. So let's click on the line segment tool or the segment straight edge tool. Now if you click that, you'll notice that there's a little triangle here. If you click and hold on that little triangle, you'll see that this tool actually has 3 different tools. It has the line segment, it has the ray tool, and it has the line tool. Now the line segment is the one that we're going to use most of the time. So I'd like you to make sure that it's selected on the line segment tool. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to click once, and then I want you to hold the Shift key on your keyboard and then drag your mouse to the right. And what you'll notice is if your finger is on the Shift key, that it draws a perfectly straight horizontal line. And then when you try to move it up or down, it kind of clicks in place. You don't have a lot of freedom of movement there. So this is a really good handy tip to draw a perfectly straight horizontal line. And then when you let go of the mouse, it will end that line segment. Then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to practice a vertical line. So let's do the same thing. Let's click and hold the mouse button. Let's make sure we're on the line segment tool, and then hold the Shift key down and then drag your mouse down. And again, you'll find that you can easily draw a perfectly vertical line. And if I just move my mouse to the right and the left, you'll kind of feel it click into place. You only have certain options here, and the best option is the perfectly vertical line. Then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to draw just a free draw diagonal line. Now I'm not holding the Shift key in any way, so you see that I have complete freedom of what kind of angle that line is going to come down at. Okay, So let's switch tools to the translation arrow tool. Let's click on the line. This is very important. This step is not going to work unless you've clicked on the line. I forgot to say let's deselect first so nothing is selected. So let's click on the horizontal line. Let's go up to measure, and you should see that length is probably the only thing that you have available, maybe slope, but we're going to click on length. So a measurement appears somewhere on your screen. I want you to click on it, and then I want you to drag it so that it is under your line segment. So see what it's done? It's measured that line segment. So let's do the same with the vertical line. Let's click on the vertical line. Make sure you click on that line, or else it's not going to work. I'll show you. If I have nothing clicked and I go up to measure, Geometer Sketchpad doesn't know what you want to measure. So I'm going to click on the vertical line. I'm going to go to measure, and let's look for length. All right, so let's put that measurement somewhere very close to that line segment. We always want to put the measurement close to whatever it is we're measuring. Now, it doesn't matter if these two measurements are different, that's fine. If they are exactly the same, that's fine as well. All right, let's click on our diagonal line, and let's do the same thing. So we're getting good practice here at measuring line segments. So let's go up to measure, and let's choose length, and let's put that measurement near the diagonal line segment. So you see that this line and this line, actually when I drew them, are very close in measurement. It doesn't matter if yours are close or super different, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you notice that these measurements, we have the units, we have the ones column, we have the decimal, we have the tenths, and then we have the hundredths column. That's the same for all of these measurements. We've got ones, decimal, tenths, and hundredths, and we've got ones, decimal, tenths, and hundredths. Now, when we measure line segments in Geometer Sketchpad, we usually only go to the tenths. It just makes our life a lot easier. So I'm going to show you how we measure just to tenths. We're going to go up to the Edit menu here, and then we're going to go all the way down to Preferences. This is very important because you're going to have to set your preferences at the beginning of every assignment. So if we go to Preferences, so we look across angles, and we always measure angles in degrees, and we see the precision is to the hundredths. Now, we're not measuring angles in this assignment, but we are measuring distance. We want to measure in centimeters, so I never want you to change this. You see we've got inches and pixels, which is not really very handy. So we're going to keep it at centimeters, but here under precision, we're going to change hundredths to tenths. Okay, so let's change it to tenths. And then what you can do is you can click on this box too, so that that's set for every new sketch that you draw. All right, click OK. Now when we go and measure these line segments, let's try that again so we get to practice this 3 more times. We're going to click on this line segment, we're going to go to measure, and we're going to go to length. And then I want you to bring that measurement under the first measurement, and then you'll see that there is a slight difference. The first measurement was to the hundredths, the second measurement is to the tenths. So let's do the same for the vertical line. Let's go to measure, length, and let's bring that measurement underneath or very close to the previous measurement, and we'll see the difference here. The first measurement went measured to the hundredths column, and the second measurement measured only to the tenths column. And let's do the same for the last measurement. Let's click on the line segment, go to measure, and go to length. And we'll see the same thing. Our new measurement is to the tenths column, and our original measurement is to the hundredths column. All right, so the most interesting thing about Geometer Sketchpad is it's called the Dynamic Geometry software. So what that means is even though we've measured the line, if we click on one of the points, now make sure we're using the arrow tool, if we click on one of the points and drag it, it continues to measure that line no matter where I drag it to. So you see here the measurements, they are constantly updating as I move that point around. So I still want to keep it a diagonal line, but what I want to do is I want to make this line quite long. Now if I want to move both of these measurements more toward the center of the line segment, what I can do is I can drag a box so that that box kind of touches those two measurements, and then I can drag these two together. That's really good in terms of speeding up your movement around the desktop. Okay, so for the vertical line, what I'd like you to do is, I'd like you to make this line very short. And while I'm moving this, I'm going to hold the Shift key again so I can totally get a vertical line. I'm going to make that line segment very short. Then I'm going to drag a box around both of these measurements, and I'm going to move them closer to that new line segment. And then the first line segment, I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay, let's go up to File, and then let's save it. We've already saved it as tutorial 1. It'll appear up here or in the top left-hand corner. So I'm going to go to File, Save. So at this time, could you please call Mr. Ueda so you can show him your awesome tutorial 1. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.